All right, let's go on to the tigers. The tigers love the tigers this year. So if you've got a tiger, put it in your chart, and where you would have it positioned, year, month, day, or hour. You see the little graphic below what that means. And the month of the tiger, as you can see, February, it's pretty sparse. Usually at the beginning of the year, the energy is still building, and it's always pretty low. So that's where you can look at using other systems, the universal gateway, or we're going to be using your space. We're going to be doing different things to get to the ends of the means. So just because the energy is low in the month, look at that tiger. It's amazing. By the way, next year, for those of you who have tigers in your chart, it's going to be the year of the tiger next year. It's going to be a water tiger. So in the month of February we will always have a tiger in the natal chart. Why? Because it is born in the month of February, which is the tiger month. So we definitely will always see a tiger, and next year we're going to have two. So that's going to be significant for a couple of animals if we do when this energy happens. All right, but it's a really great year for the tigers. So people who already know you are going to want to just reach out and help you. So honestly, we are already in the year of the ox, because we're in the ox month. I just told you this, of January. We're in the ox month, and we're in that ascending energy. So it's already here. It's actually been here for a bit. So we already are feeling this vibration. And I'm very sensitive to energy. I know, unless you are attuned to this, but if you walk in different rooms of your space, or different areas of your space. There's one area that I'll be talking about after the break, but I'm already feeling the energy in it. But anyway, so this is a really great energy this year. So people are really willing to help you. And I have been blessed, especially in these last few weeks, with people literally, I'm going to say, bending over backwards to help me. Thank you. You know who you are. We'll talk about that later, because I want to keep it together for right now. All right. So anyway, you've got charisma this year. So charisma can be used in two ways. It can be used in a flirty way, but it also can be great for sales. People want to buy from happy people. Let's face it. You walk into, or how many times have you walked into a brick and mortar, or even got that person on the helpline, or a salesperson, and they're grumpy. You can tell they're not engaging with you. They don't even acknowledge your presence. If you do walk into a brick and mortar, you don't want to support people like that, because it's just like, they're not even trying to help me here. You're going to be the opposite of that. You're going to just have this magnetism that people are just going to be so attracted to you, either from a physical level, but also this, like I said, this is great for sales. So really, this can be very good for you. But if you do have a tiger in your chart, this can help with romance for sure. And if you're single, it can help you change that status. And if you're already coupled up, it can be that you deepen a relationship. So tigers, you got lots of love this year. I'm not going to go through which ones have I'm just going to tell you which ones have it when they come up, and we'll go from there. If I don't talk about the love relationship this year, that means this year focus on something else. Okay? All right. Now, this next one is a very, very good animal for dissolving obstacles. It's very good for profit. It's very good for career advancement. It's a very yang energy that is coming. It's called the sun, actually. So that's very yang. It's bright. It's bold. So this energy is so very important for that as well. And you could become an authority to help others, and your wisdom can definitely help you grow. Now, I want you to know, when I see an animal that I want you to take note, coming soon, I'm going to tell you that how important this animal is to the feng shui of your space. Even if you don't have a tiger in your chart, but if you do, you are already a step up in the game, because the animal is predominantly good and the feng shui of the space is good. When we put those two together, you match the feng shui dial, lucky you. So as I said, we are now, this is going to change for next year. I want you to get, you tigers out there, I want you to get every juice you can from this animal, because next year it's going to be a different story. Just like last year, remember I said I had the 4 clunkers, this year it's good. Well, what can we do with that energy, right? So coming soon on the feng shui piece. All right, now going to some things you need to watch out for. Watch out for taking a little bit too much risk. This could be physically or even business-wise, if you will, that you just want to start watching. Slow it down if you're getting back out circulating or rushing. I live in a house that's built on the side of a hill, so we've got lots of steps in our house, and boy, oh boy, I get a workout every single day just running from one place to another in our own space, which I've been sheltering in. So, but I even say out loud to myself, slow it down, because I have a tendency to move quickly, and that's where accidents can happen. So do slow it down and watch out for that. Now, you also have to watch out for, unfortunately, there could be a potential of loss of property or possessions due to robbery. So you do want to definitely make sure that, you know, your valuables are secure, as well as your identity. So, you know, it may not be like, oh, I left my handbag at a table, I wasn't thinking, I got up or turned my head, and then I turn around and it's gone. So it could also be your identity theft. So please, again, I'm telling you, watch the passwords this year. Now, this also is an indicator of you loaning money, but you're never going to see it back. So if you can afford to make a loan, great, do it. But if you can't, I wouldn't do it, because you're going to have to consider it a gift, because you most likely will not see that money come back to you, or at least the entire amount that was loaned. So if you can afford to do that, great. But, you know, donate it look at it as a donation, because you're not going to get it back. You may want to keep your trade secrets a little close to your chest until you're really ready to launch that, because we want you to make sure that you are outsmarting your competition. So that they don't steal anything, make sure that you keep things a little closer to your chest as well. Now, even though you have all this magnetism, you're going to actually want to seek some solitude. That's a little bit different from loneliness, if you will. You actually want to get away from the maddening crowd, if you will. Even though you might have been in lockdown for so long, it's still, the energy is going to say, yes, you have this magnetism, but you know what? I want to be a bit self-reflective, and it would be a good idea to really reflect on what's happening in your life. All right, let's move on to what the animals they like. So if you have a pig in your chart, the tiger and pig, they love each other. And while we're on this slide, there's 2 other animals. We'll talk about them really when I talk about the pig. But there are 4 animals that are considered what's called travel animals. And these travel animals are tigers, pigs, monkeys, and snakes. Now, those animals love to travel, and obviously we haven't been able to do that too well in these last few months, or it's about a year now, I guess. Yeah, it is about a year. So really what I would say for those of you who do have those animals in your chart, we are going to get back, you know, maybe mid to third quarter, something like that of the year. But what I want you to start thinking about is your way in which you spread your message. So we can look at these travel animals as spreading your message around the world. So beef up your website, that kind of thing, as well as you could be, it could be like you're moving abroad or something like that. So, or moving in a far location outside of your space. So, okay, so the pigs and tigers, and then the 3 harmony are the tigers, dogs, and the horses. So if you have those in your chart, those will actually bring more fire. So this is where, again, if you've got what's called a hot chart, you may have even more heat that you're not even visibly seeing, but when you put these animals together, that brings more fire. So, all right, and then the clash is the tiger monkeys. So